In this video, we'll be installing the ShoreTel SPLASH application onto an HQ server. ShoreTel SPLASH provides remote alarm monitoring in the form of SNMP traps sent from any of the ShoreTel Windows platforms, whether they be an HQ server or DVS servers. The SNMP traps are sent as a version 2C trap to any SNMP Manager, whether it be an alarm track server at a business partner location or internally to an HP Open View type server. So first of all, let's take a look at this HQ server, Site 1. We're looking at the director. We've got the HQ server, an HQ DVS server, an SA100, a few switches, SG90Vs, T1. Site 2 as well in Newington has a DVS server, an SG50, and a T1. And what we're going to be doing is, after the ShoreTel SPLASH is installed, we'll go ahead and generate some alarms and verify the operation. So first thing we'll do, we're going to minimize this. I've already taken the opportunity and downloaded the software to my temp directory here. And I'm just going to run the setup executable. I'm going to use all the default settings. Very quick installation, as you saw. Now the first thing I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and start the service. I'm going to open up the services window, and we're going to go down to ShoreTel SPLASH. Just installed. It's not running. It's currently set up to be to automatically start on restart, but we need to manually start it. Once we start the service, that's going to go ahead and set a bunch of registry entries, one of which we have to set almost right away. If we go ahead and look at the computer, see program files, ShoreTel SPLASH, and I'm going to look at the logs folder. Created an event log, and it's just telling me that ShoreTel SPLASH is starting. It's listening on the local IP address. Default destination is blank, so the application will really do nothing at this point. So we're going to need to enter that default destination, which is the IP address of the SNMP Manager that will be receiving the traps. So I'm going to go ahead and go right into regedit. And we're going to take a look at the HKey local machine software. WoW 6432-bit node in this case, because it's a 64-bit machine. And then I'm going to go down to the Riley Telecom node and open up Splash. Right now the default destination is blank. I'm going to enter an IP address in here. Once that's been entered, we really don't need to enter anything more. However, I'm going to go ahead and change the debug mode to true. And all that does is it's going to make a line entry for every trap that it sends. We normally want to turn that off because you don't want the log files building up on the hard drive and eating up hard disk space as the application is generating these traps. So in order to see these changes, we need to go ahead and toggle the service again. I'm just going to do a quick restart of the ShoreTel SPLASH service so it sees the new changes. And now if I go back and look at that event log again, we'll see that it's now default destination 192.168.2.99. And when the service started, it already sent the trap to the destination. In this case, just telling it that the ShoreTel SPLASH service started. And that's about it for the ShoreTel SPLASH installation. Let's see if we can generate a couple of traps here. So I'm going to go ahead and close that up. I'll go back to my ShoreWare director. And again, we'll look at our main switch here. There's our Site 1, Site 2. So let's go into Site 2. I see a T1 module. I'm going to go ahead and give that a reboot command. Again, I wouldn't normally do this on a working production system, but this is a lab environment, and I have permission to take these down. So I'm going to go ahead and change the state of the switch. As you can see, it went red. And if I go back and take a look at the log files again, we already see a few traps that have been sent. Two in this case. ShoreWare System Management 925 and the ShoreWare TMS 233, more than likely saying that the switch is down. So I'm going to pause here while we let some of the other alarms generate. So let's take a look at what we received on the SNMP Manager side. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up. I'm going to close this window and go over to the Manager side. Here we are. We're looking at an Aurora gateway, which is collecting all of the traps. In this case, it's on site, but this could be anywhere. It could be at the business partner location. Last one it received. We can look up. You would see and that about wraps it up for our installation of ShoreTel SPLASH.